in India, I think if you are making any grammatical mistake, it becomes very big thing. It becomes a very big
Yes, ma'am.
deal. Like a lot of time, native speakers also make grammatical error. Like literally,
Absolutely.
if you see like if you watch movies and all, and cartoons or animation movies or anything, they do make grammatical mistakes. There are some people who doesn't want to work on themselves. They don't want to improve. Then they will definitely judge you for trying new things and learning new things.
We just ignore that people who are like discouraging you or means they are not if they are.
We should start by introducing ourselves because we are new to each other.
Yes, ma'am. As you know, my name is Teddy. I'm from Odisha, Bhubaneswar. If I talk about my qualification, I have done my MBA in HRM, and now I'm a homemaker. And if I talk about my hobbies are listening to music, cooking, gardening, and listening podcast, conversational videos, reading books. Uh, that's it. This is a little bit about me, ma'am.
Okay, great introduction. Okay, so as you know, my name is Akanksha and I'm from Uttarakhand. Right now, I'm living in Delhi. And yes, I run this YouTube channel, Akanksha's English Hub, where I post content regarding English language and I share whatever I've learned throughout this journey and some conversational videos, some practical tips to help other beginners as well, whosoever wants to learn this language. So yeah, that's pretty much about.
Nice to hear, ma'am.
Okay, so you said that you are a homemaker right now.
So I'm a mother of one kid, and he's also 9 years old. So I
Okay.
have to take care of him. Yes, that's why I quit my job.
Okay. So are you living in a nuclear family or in a joint family?
No, I'm living in a not nuclear family. I'm living with my parents.
Okay. Yes, but after marriage and when, especially if you have a kid, so you get busy and then it is a bit difficult to work. Okay.
Yes, it is very difficult to handle each and everything, but somehow I can manage my time in a very nice way because
Yeah.
as I mentioned, I used to live with my parents, so it is a little bit easy going for me.
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
I want to improve my communication skill. So for that reason, I inculcated this habit reading books because it is earlier it was very means it was very how to say reading English is not cup of tea for me. But now I force myself if I want to enhance my communication skills, so I have to read at least one page regularly.
Hmm.
So for that reason, I'm doing yes.
So you are working on your English or in like on communication skills?
Communication skills.
Okay. Okay. Because you seem quite confident while speaking in English. So English is not.
Yeah, ma'am. It's been more than 3 to 4 months, I would say. I'm having learning this means I'm practicing every day.
Okay. So how do you practice? What do you do?
Most of the time, I used to listen because, as I mentioned, you reading is not cup of tea
Not
for
your.
me. Yes, ma'am. I feel like I was feeling very monotonous when I started to read books. I'm very convenient. I'm like listening podcast or conversational videos. So most of the time I used to listen.
Okay. And how do you do practice, like speaking practice?
Speaking practice, I used to talk to my friends. Most of my friends they used to live in abroad,
Okay.
and yeah, sometimes I went through, as you know, there are lots of applications, free applications like Fluency.
Yeah.
So sometimes I used to practice with my co-learners. That's it,
Okay.
ma'am. And I always try to practice with myself because there is not anyone to help us, right?
Yeah.
So here is also not that kind of an environment. So I always try to talk to myself only.
Okay. And you said that you have been practicing only for 3, 4 months, but you are speaking really well.
Oh, thank you so much, but I don't think so.
No, no, no. I'm not kidding. Like literally, you are speaking because in my 3, 4 months, I was not able to speak this much. So that's why I'm saying it. So did you do your schooling in English medium school? Is it like that?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It was not
Okay.
English medium. It was Hindi medium. But yes, ma'am. In my initial day, I would say because I have done my, as I mentioned, MBA. But in my initial day, academic wise, I was very good at my academic wise. But as you know, English was only their subject only. So
Yeah.
I was very good at grammar and English also. I was good at only academic. When it comes to speaking, so I was feeling little bit, not little bit, means I thumble and nervous. I felt like that. Means my initial day, I was not able to make a complete sentence also.
Hmm.
And by practice now, I am little bit confident. I can at least I can articulate my thoughts in front of anyone.
Yes.
So only by practicing. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I mean, for speaking, obviously, you need to do a lot of practice.
Yes, ma'am. Consistently, I'm doing like there is not any single day which day I missed because every day I want to practice.
Mhm.
And I do, ma'am, mirror practice, but it is not helping that much. But I'm most of the time I practice in front of my camera, so I'm
Yeah.
very close to my camera. So most of the time I used to practice in front of my camera.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Completely resonate with you because I also do like a lot camera practice. Whenever I feel like I don't have enough time to practice with others, like I'm not able to practice with others. So that time I simply start recording and I talk to my camera. So this is something which I also do. And but to be honest, if you will say this thing to others that you have achieved this fluency in just 3 4 months, nobody's going to believe it because you are really speaking well. And there are a lot of people, they have learned this language for 1 or 2 years and still they are getting stuck. They are not able to speak that much fluently. And it's maybe because they are not consistent. The reason could be anything. But you are speaking very well. I must say this thing.
Yes, ma'am, because it's my dream. I want to be a good speaker. So every day I do practice myself. And also, it's been more than, I just forgot to share, ma'am. It's been more than 15 days. I have created my one YouTube channel only for my practicing because there are lots of YouTubers. They are saying, like, if you want to enhance your communication skill, so you should create your YouTube channel. So I have already created. And after that, I'm also very consistent. Even if every day I'm able to prepare 1 2 or 3 minutes search, but every day I force myself, like, yes, you have to practice and you have to make one video at least. So earlier I was not that much consistent. Yes, ma'am.
So how many conversation have you done, video conversation?
Video conversation, ma'am, I think three, ma'am.
Okay.
It's fourth conversation. Yes, ma'am. That was
Great.
three was that was not that much good, but it was okay, okay.
Okay. Okay, so what made you to learn English? What was the reason behind it?
Uh, a reason, ma'am, actually, to be very honest, as you know, there are lots of people, they are struggling for only for this language, English.
Mhm.
How much you are qualified, how much you have talented, if you are not speaking English in a good way. So if someone is not that much talented, that much degrees she or he doesn't have, but he or she speaks very well, so first priority goes to them.
Mhm.
And the people also giving that much respect to them who speaks English very nice way, as we all know that. And I felt ki in Odisha and there are different states, especially women, they are ladies, they are struggling for this language. Why? Because as you know, English is a global language. So most of the, I come across lots of people who are struggling for this language, and they used to live in rural area, but they doesn't have some most of the people, they are also not that much affordable. And some of them, they wants to speak English, but they doesn't have that kind of atmosphere. So
Mhm.
and they're also not, who are interested, they're also not allowed to go in institute, or they're not allowed that kind of things. So I just want to really, I want to help those people who struggle for this language, and only especially ladies. So if
Yeah.
I'm not good at English, so how can I help to them? So
Mhm.
for that inspired me a lot. Okay, I should speak English, I should learn in a good way, then after that I will help them. So this is my only one intention.
Okay.
If I once I become good speaker, then I try to help them. It is
Oh
only
God.
my intention.
You have such a beautiful intention behind it, I must say. And okay, so are you planning to teach them? Is it like that? Do you want to teach them?
Ma'am, earlier I was a teacher, not that much, means I didn't work for years, but yes, I have teaches some schools, but now I don't have any plan that kind of. In future, I will do, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, but why did you say that it's only women? Like, what do you think? Why it is important for women especially learn this language? Why it is important for them only? Like, of course, it is
Ma'am,
important for men, but you mentioned this thing for women, so that's why I'm just.
yes, ma'am. English is essential for everyone, not men, not women. But why I mentioned particular women? Because as you know, men are they are much more capable. They can do any work. They can
Mhm.
do any work. There is not any foundation. But means if you will go in the rural area, ma'am,
Yeah.
there are lots of people. There are lots of ladies who are struggling. Means they are not self-independent, and they are also, they have lots of desire, and but due to some barrier they are not able to achieve their goals. And I also come across lots of people who really wants to learn this language. Means they have already talent, ma'am, they are not getting the chance, that kind of chance they are not getting. Yes, ma'am. So for that reason I want, because once I went one, there was orphanage, and there I met one lady, not lady, girl, and she was mentally disturbed. and she did, ma'am, physics. She did masters in physics, but she was not able to speak English. But her desire was like she wants to become a teacher, but due to some family problem, she was not mentally good. So now literally she was kind of mad, ma'am. So when I met her in open eyes, so I was feeling so sad. How can people do like this? Because she's very talented. She spoke very nicely English. But after that, I came to know, okay, there are most of the people who are struggling, but we somehow we are not identified, because if once we go in that area which are not that much developed, so there we can I can know like how much people are struggling for only language. Because as you know, if you don't know English, there is not that much a chance for you.
That's
They
true.
can work, they can manage, ma'am, they can manage. I don't agree, I agree with that. But if you have if you speak English in a very nice way, so first priority is going to you, after that to another one.
I do agree on this point, but I feel like okay. So the thing is that in our society nowadays, if you are able to speak in this language, it seems like you are very educated, and if you cannot speak in this language, it seems like you are uneducated. You don't know anything, right? This is how we
Yes,
like. I feel like English has become a more so like a status symbol kind of thing, right? That's why people are giving it more.
priority to
Prior
this
Yes,
language, ma'am.
yes, priority. And like if you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
working somewhere where you don't have to speak in this language, like you don't, there is no need of speaking, then it is not necessary that you have to learn English no matter what. Because of course if you don't have any need of learning this language, that's completely fine. If you can manage your life without English, it is not necessary that you have to learn English, right? But if you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
living in a
Yes,
place where you are feeling inferior just because of this language, you are getting hurdles in your workplace just because of this language, of course you should learn this language. That time it
yes, ma'am.
becomes very important, whether you are man or
Yes,
woman. It could be anyone, right? We have our mother like native language, and if you are comfortable with that, if your work is going really well with our native language, so of course you can go with that. So yeah, I feel like it is completely depend on how much need you have of English language. Of course, if you are learning it as a skill, that is of course completely normal, because it is the main motive
yes,
of um, making these conversation, and it is just to spread awareness that if you are struggling, you can learn this language no matter where you belong. Because I also come from a very rural area, Uttarakhand, so I've done my schooling in Hindi medium school, and I am born and brought up in village only. So when I started my YouTube channel, the main motive was like to help beginners, because I know a lot of rural area people especially want to learn this language, but sometimes they have this mindset that because we come from a rural area, we have done our schooling from Hindi medium school, so
yes,
we
ma'am.
cannot learn this language, right? So that's why I
Yes,
started also. So yeah,
yes,
so
likewise.
yeah, exactly. So yes, it is not like that you have to, but if there is need of learning this language, you should definitely go for it, and you can completely learn this language.
Yes, ma'am. And another thing is, ma'am, English plays a vital role in our life, because each and most of the private sector, or most of the offices, they, if you will go there, most of the people in corporate sector, they used to talk in, means in inside the office they doesn't talk in English. But if you are going to face an interview, they
Mhm.
must ask you in English, not in Hindi or
Exactly.
not in your mother tongue. So you have
Exactly.
to face the interview in English. So if you want to crack that interview, so you should learn this language. Otherwise, we are not
Exactly.
going to achieve your dream.
Exactly. That's so true.
Because nowadays, yes, ma'am. Nowadays, earlier people are not given that much importance on that this language, but nowadays, English, as you know, English plays a vital role each and every sector.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And one more thing is that I think it is great to learn some new skill, and English is also an skill, right? And English is not, of course, it is a global language. So when you know English, you can read more books. You have the access of global knowledge.
Yes, ma'am. Interest matters a lot, and if you determine in anything, not only language, if you
Yeah.
determine anything, so you can achieve that. And
Yeah.
the consistency plays also. If you are consistent and determined to achieve anything, you can.
Yeah,
It's and English is not a rocket science, as you know. English is the very easiest, I think, easiest language. I think because earlier, I was also very pathetic in English, and at that time, I was thinking like, oh my God, English, it is not a cup of tea for me. So
exactly.
initially, I was a little bit habituated, and in my initial day, I faced a lots of problem, ma'am. Even if I have started my work in a Korean company, even if I can
Okay.
speak Korean also. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can speak.
Yes, ma'am. Because I
Wow.
have done work for 5 years in Korean company.
Hmm. That's so great.
Comparatively, Korean language, it means other language. As ma'am, Hindi is also very difficult language because if you are going to ask a foreigner, they also say कि Hindi is very difficult language.
Exactly.
So likewise, if you will compare to Hindi to English, English because from our childhood we studied English, right?
Mhm.
It is
Yes,
not new for us. It's not new for us.
exactly,
So we
exactly.
have to, yeah, we have to keep patience and we have to consistent. And interest also matters a lot. And
Yeah,
if you are determined, then you can achieve anything. Not only in English, any
yeah.
language, ma'am.
That's so true. I completely
Yes,
agree that Hindi is also very difficult and English is not that much difficult as we seem it is. Because as I told you that it has become a very popular and famous and global language. That's why people always say that English is tough and this and that. But and one more thing is that we are familiar with this language. It is not like we are seeing this language for a very first time. Like if suppose someone will say that learn French or German, so it is a very new language for me, for us, right? We have to learn from
yes,
alphabets. But in English we are very much familiar with the concept, with everything. We just have to start speaking. So that is the another reason why it makes very easy for us. And yes, I know that Hindi is like extremely difficult in comparison to
yes, ma'am.
English, because a lot of time
Yes,
we also don't know Hindi's vocabulary. uh,
yes,
like a lot of time we come across such Hindi words which we don't even know what is the meaning of this word, right? There are a lot of
yes.
very difficult words in in Hindi. There are still a lot of people who feels that they cannot learn this language. They have this fear of speaking in English language because they feel like,
Only no fear. Yes.
yeah,
Only fear. With that, that if I make any mistake, what to next? I had a like that kind of fear. If I make any mistake, what to next? People are going to laugh on me because I was little bit scared. So for that reason, I was also due to that fear, I made lots of mistake, and I was also not able to make a one complete sentence as I mentioned you. These are the things feared, and so for that reason, people are not means they are not gathering their courage. Okay, and we always means we always aware about our fear. That's it.
yes,
Because nowadays, ma'am, I know that I'm making a lots of mistake, but I don't care about my mistake because as we know that English is not our mother tongue. So if we are starting in our starting day, we are going to everyone. They faced a lots of mistakes. So after that, they got success without
absolutely.
any mistake. No one is there. Got success.
One more thing which I want to tell you, that when I started learning this language, I used to feel that maybe I can learn this language in 3 months or 6 months. Because there were some videos on YouTube, and I used to feel like, okay, and they used to say that, the thumbnail were like this, that you can learn this language, English fluence, achieve English fluency in 3 months and 6 months. And I used to be like, okay, maybe I can be fluent after 3 months or 6 months. And then when I did all the things and I started speaking, and then I got to know that it is not going to be done in 3 months or 6 months. You have to do a lot of
Yes,
practice.
yes.
And now I completely agree, because 2 years since I'm learning this language, and I do get stuck. I do make a
About
lot
to
of
ask,
mistakes.
ma'am.
Yes, but I
Actually, ma'am,
now,
I had a question.
yes.
Yeah, ma'am, I had a question. I was about to ask you this question, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Since
So,
when, since
yeah.
when you have started your English journey and how what are the struggles you faced? That kind of questions actually in my mind actually for you.
Okay. Okay, okay. So yeah, so I was saying that thing that, now I have become very much comfortable while making mistakes as well. Now I feel like it's completely normal and okay to make mistakes while you're learning, because, and initially I used to be very self-conscious that if I'll make mistake, then people will judge me that she doesn't know English. But now I feel like at least I'm trying and I'm improving, I'm learning from my mistakes, so it's completely normal. There are some people who can pull your leg down just to make you feel uh, just to tear you down, right? So it's completely okay.
Yes,
They feel like it comes from their insecurities, because they are not learning something in their life, and then they feel like just pull others down because we are not
yes,
learning,
ma'am.
why are they, right? So initially I
Yes,
used
yes.
to be very self conscious, but now I don't feel this way. I have also become very much comfortable while making mistakes, and I feel like it's completely okay. Day by day, by practicing regularly, I will improve all these things. And that's what I want to say to all the like beginner out there. Because as a beginner I can completely understand when you are starting something new, you feel like maybe after 6 months I can learn this language. These are false expectation, I would say. And then we feel like
Yeah, absolutely.
yes, and then we have this fear that if we will make mistakes and others are going to judge us. Of course they people can judge you, but it's up to you how you take it, right?
But I observed, ma'am, no one is going to judge us. We are judging ourselves
Yeah,
because yes, if you will talk to one foreigner and if you make any mistake, they always interested to make you feel comfortable. They always try
that's
to
so
help
true.
you.
That's so true, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Because there was a fear in our mind, if we make any mistake, so they are going to judge us. But I don't think that. And another thing is, ma'am, एक हिंदी में कहावत है, खाली दिमाग शैतान का घर है, मैम. Who doesn't have any work, ma'am, so they are going to judge you
Yes,
because we are
exactly.
already packed in our work, so we are not getting time to do different means another work. So we are already immersed with our work. So who are we like to judge anyone because we are also not perfect.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yes, ma'am.
True, as I told you that it comes from their insecurity if they are judging you. Because I feel like the people who wants to learn something and who wants to try something new in their life, they are never going to judge you to try new things and to learn new things. They are never going to do it. But if there are some people who doesn't want to work on themselves, they don't want to improve, then they will definitely judge you for trying new things and learning new
We just ignore that people who are like discouraging you or means they are not, if they are not encouraging us, so
things.
if we are going to listen them, so ultimately loss is ours.
Yes, we should avoid such people, to be honest.
Yes, yes,
So I want to add one more thing that especially in India, I think if you are making any grammatical mistake, it becomes very big thing. It becomes a very
yes,
big
ma'am.
deal. Like a lot of time native speakers also make grammatical error. Like if you watch movies and all and cartoons or animation movies or anything, they do make grammatical mistakes while speaking because it's spoken English, right? It is not written English. Of course you are not make you cannot make grammatical errors in written English, but in spoken English, if you are able to understand what the other person is saying, then it's completely okay. This is what I feel at least. And a lot of native speakers do make grammatical errors, and it is
Yes,
very common for them. But if here in India, if you will make grammatical errors, it becomes a very big thing that oh, you don't know grammar rule. Like, and because of
yes,
that
ma'am.
maybe a lot of
Absolutely.
people struggle to start speaking this language because they have this fear that people will judge us, of course. So that's how this fear comes from.
Yeah, ma'am, because native speakers also, I observe they also make grammatical mistakes, but they are that much confident, so no one is going to judge them. So
Exactly.
we all know that in the world no one is perfect, right?
Mhm.
In our mother tongue also, ma'am, we are making lots of mistake. So
Mhm.
mistake is a part of life. It's okay. So for that mistake, that doesn't mean ki we are not going to speak. So
Exactly.
mistake is different thing. Yes. So if we will fear of that mistake, so we are not going to move forward, right, ma'am?
Mm. Yeah, yes, exactly. So true.
Ma'am, I have one question for you. Can
Yeah.
I?
Yes, yes, please go on.
Okay, when you started your English journey career, so what are the problems? Like, what are the problems you faced initial time? I want to ask.
Okay, actually, as I told you that I was very self-conscious at that time. So I thought that, I will do these grammar rules, I will understand grammar rules, and then I will learn some vocabularies, I will understand some sentence structure, and after that, I will start speaking this language. And then I started, and then I got to know that this is not how it works. I have to practice a lot to learn speaking because I do have some knowledge of grammar, I do know words, I know English sentences, how to form sentence, but still I don't know how to speak, how to hold a conversation, how to talk. Because these two things are very different. Sometimes we feel like if we know English, we can speak, but it is not like that, right? So I think that was a big challenge. And then other thing was that I'm a homemaker, and that time I had very small baby. Right now she is 2.5 years old, and that time she was a no, newborn. Okay, so the time, lack of consistency. So yeah, these were the hurdles. And otherwise, to be honest, now I am enjoying this journey of learning this language because I have learned a lot. And when I see my earlier videos, I feel like I have really improved a lot now because I am able to recognize my mistake in those videos. So now I feel like, oh, I have really learned a lot. I used to make grammatical errors a lot, and now if I'm able to understand those were my mistakes, it means I have improved, right? So yes,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
completely enjoying this journey, and still there is room for improvement. I'm working on it, and yeah, gradually I will improve. What
So,
about you?
yeah, ma'am. In my initial day, I was also not able to make one proper sentence.
Mhm.
Sometimes I felt like I got stuck. I don't know. Means audio call, I am very comfortable in audio call,
Yeah,
but when it comes to a video or a direct talk, I don't know. Means if someone is very good at English, like if someone is my level, then I'm absolutely okay. But if
yeah.
someone is my like advanced speakers, so I
Mhm.
don't know what happened to me, and like I felt stuck and like sometimes humbled. I don't know that kind of
Yeah.
things I faced. That kind of things I faced. And earlier, ma'am, I was not able to I was not able to understand the British accent. And
Mhm.
if some means I used to talk with my most of my friends. They are also Koreans, and
Okay.
when I talk to them, yes, ma'am, when they speak to English, then I don't know what happened to me that time. I was not able to understand, ma'am. They only for their pronunciation. That was
Okay.
the my problem. Yes,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
that's their accent is different. Our Indian accent is different.
Yeah.
So I faced that. Yes, ma'am. That I faced a lot of problem that time. Yes, ma'am. These are the things. And grammatically, also, I never, ma'am, give that much priority to grammar because I was thinking like first of all, I should learn how to speak in English. If someone is like able to understand what I'm saying, and if he or she is understood whatever I'm saying, so that is also that is called fluency because
Yeah. Exactly.
if I'm using ma'am like if I'm using like high vocabs like advanced level vocabs and whom I'm talking they are not able to understand, so what is
Exactly.
the meaning of that vocabs, ma'am? If we are
Exactly.
using simple English and one person is very good means they understood, so it is also good for me, so I
Absolutely.
always prefer to go in a simple way, ma'am.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree because I feel like it's all about communication, and if the other person is able to understand you, that's the whole point, right? It's not like you have to use advanced word and the other person is not able to understand you. What is the point of communication then, right? So it's like it's all about for me, fluency means how effectively you are able to talk with others and how effectively they are able to understand and you are able to understand whatever you want to say. So it's all about that. It's not about yes, vocabularies and all. So completely agree with
Yes.
you.